Have you ever felt like there just aren't enough hours in the day to both run and grow your business? Hey, I'm Amy Shield. I'm a time management and productivity coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. And if you're in business like I am, chances are that you're already pretty strapped for time. Add to that a goal that's going to help you grow your business, which takes more time and energy. And suddenly you're left to figure out, how in the world do I incorporate all of these tasks that I need to do to grow my business alongside everything I'm already doing to run my business, find new customers and clients, and basically just keep my doors open. So today I'm going to share with you three simple ways that you can leverage time management to grow your business. So, before you can find or make time to work on those growth based goals in your business, it's really important to get an understanding of the landscape of your current time and energy commitments and obligations. And this doesn't have to be some huge audit process, right? It can take just a few minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And here's how you do that. You're going to begin by taking a look back at your calendar over the last few months. What kinds of obligations did you have? What did your flow look like from day to day throughout your week? What kinds of recurring things kept coming up that you kept having to take care of? And also, what was your family time like? What was your personal time like? And was that an acceptable balance for you? The second step is to look ahead in your calendar. So, what do you have coming up that you have already scheduled on your calendar? What are your time commitments in the future going to be like as you work to make time to work on your growth based goals in your business? The third step is to take a look at all of the current obligations that you have and decide what you can delegate or eliminate. Those are two really beautiful things in terms of freeing up time. And if you're struggling with delegating or eliminating tasks that you maybe know you really don't have to be doing, but you're struggling to let go of, you want to get really curious with yourself as to why. And finally, step four is to take a look at what is going on in your calendar over the next weeks, the next months, kind of depending on the size and scope of your project, and start identifying days and times when you do have a little bit of space on your calendar, some bandwidth to dedicate to working on your growth based business goals. Another way to leverage time management so that you know that you're spending time working on goals that are going to help you grow your business is to start strategically scheduling blocks of time to work toward those goals. So, here are some things that you want to consider when you're looking at scheduling blocks of time to work towards your goals. Number one, how much time and energy does this task take, or how much do I think it's going to take? Having an estimate of the amount of time and energy that a task is going to take makes scheduling so much more easy and impactful because you have an understanding going in of what kind of a chunk of time you need and also what kind of an energy level you need. You also want to consider, when during my workday do I typically feel the most energized? Am I a morning person? Do I really start hitting a stride in the early afternoon? Am I a night owl? So keep that in mind as well. You also want to ask yourself, do any of these tasks require real time assistance or input from another person that will influence when I schedule that task? And finally, you want to ask, when during my workday am I the least likely to be interrupted? Because I'll tell you, interruptions steal focus and productivity. They break you out of that deep work cycle that many of us have read a lot about. And so you want to schedule these important needle moving tasks for your business goals during a time of day, if at all possible, when you're least likely to be interrupted so that you can maximize that time during your workday. Now, with this whole list of questions, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to find a time slot for any tasks or even one or two that meets every single one of these criteria, right? So, but the idea is to take these things into consideration and then find the time slot in your schedule, given all of these inputs and variables, that makes the most sense to do this task. And yeah, sometimes you might have to do an important task at a time of day when you're not the most energized, right? But we just want to start taking a look and being strategic about how and when we schedule the important stuff in our business so that we're maximizing our time, our energy, and our impact during those periods. Another way to leverage time management to help you achieve your goals and grow your business is to create a system to help you manage interruptions. So, again, interruptions steal your time, they steal your focus, and they pull you out of that deep work state. They can really end up costing you a lot in a day or a week in terms of productivity and really moving the needle towards your goals. So, here are just a few suggestions that I have to help you start to manage interruptions. Now, before I get into these, I want to say that yes, if someone's leg is broken, it is a 911 situation, or you experience a catastrophic failure of business systems or your products or services for your client, then yeah, that's probably going to be a situation where you want to drop what you're doing and switch over to handle whatever has come up. But any other interruptions that aren't life or business threatening, those can wait. And here are some strategies to help you manage those when they come up. So, number one, put cleanup blocks on your schedule. Okay. And so, what a cleanup block is a period of time that you have designated in your schedule to handle interruptions or ad hoc things that come up during the day that aren't emergencies, but that you do need to get to, right? So let's say, for example, that you have a 30-minute cleanup block from 2:30 to 3 in the afternoon. And you get an email from one of your contractors saying, hey, I need you to sign off on, this X thing. You can choose to email them back at 2:30 and say, hey, saw this email come in this morning, getting back to you, will review and sign off, whatever the case is, right? But the point is that we create a period of time in advance to handle the unknown things that are going to come up. Okay. And so that is going to help you manage these little interruptions that need taken care of, but they're not emergencies, a little bit better so that they're not pulling you out of the deep work that is going to help you ultimately grow your business. Another option is to add what I call backup blocks to your calendar. So, backup blocks are kind of like a plan B. They're kind of like a fail safe for the important work that you're doing in your business. So, how a backup block works is, let's say that I've scheduled myself 2 hours to do something. It ended up taking way longer than I thought it would, and I only got it halfway done. Well, I have a 1 hour backup block on my calendar later in the week. And guess what? I have that space pre-designated to help me finish up anything that I didn't get to or that I wasn't able to complete within the allotted time. So I'm going to take that project, that task that I was working on, I'm going to plug it into that backup block later in the week. So you see, I've already secured myself a plan B to make sure that I can get this deep, important work done for my business, even if I don't get it done in the originally scheduled period of time. So another option are scheduled check-ins, and scheduled check-ins are pretty similar to cleanup blocks in that you're designating a specific time of day for people to interact with you, whether that's your family, your coworkers or your employees, contractors, even your clients. The idea behind a scheduled check-in is that, again, unless it's an emergency, people know when they can reach out to you to get clarification, ask questions, or to get back to you on things that you had asked about. So, how this could work, for example, is that maybe you have a scheduled check-in block on your schedule from 10:30 to 11 and then 2 to 2:30. So, you tell your coworkers, your friends and family, either this is the best time to contact me or this is when I will plan to get back to you. And the idea behind this is that it preempts interruptions, right? It keeps the people who routinely interact from you from interrupting you while you're doing that deep work, but does give them a designated time when they know you're going to be available to answer their question or give them the information that they need. And finally, it kind of goes without saying, but if you want to leverage time management to help you reach your business goals, it's important to remove sources of interruption. This could mean anything from closing out your email software to putting your phone in airplane mode or putting it in a different room, putting it physically out of reach. Maybe it even means moving temporarily to a workspace where you don't have other people around you who are going to be tempted to come interrupt you with either work related stuff or just shooting the breeze, right? So you want to make sure that when you're preparing to do this deep work, you're removing sources of interruption so that you can stay focused and accomplish your task. So, just to review, 3 of my tips to help you leverage time management to achieve your goals and grow your business are to number one, audit your current time and energy commitments and make space in your schedule to work toward your business goals. Number two, strategically add time blocks to work on your business goals. And number three, create a system to manage interruptions. I'm Amy Shield, time management and productivity coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye bye.